A friend of mine has an admirer. She's 52. He asked her to move in together. He said, "At least I'll save for my pension." He let it slip, and I know that when one saves, the other spends twice as much. Oh, today at work, my friend, we worked together, told me that she somehow kicked out such a smart man after 10 years of him sitting on the couch and watching football. He demanded $100,000 to move out of her house. He drove her to nervous exhaustion. He moved out of her house quietly while she was in the hospital. He took with him everything he could. He simply took away almost all of her things and furniture. Think very carefully before moving in together. He came to her place to lie on the couch, and sold his apartment and gave the money to his daughter. I mean, when it comes to housing and money, you won't get anything from a man if you break up. He'll do everything he can to make sure you're left with the bare minimum. Despite the fact that you cooked for him for years, carried bags of groceries, washed, did laundry, cleaned, made the bed, avoided sharp corners and created the atmosphere. All this goes unappreciated and unpaid. Years pass, and not a penny is saved. Only his savings are built up thanks to the woman who serves him. He needs to think about this 100 times. Especially if the relationship starts out purely mercenary. We're together not because I value and love you, but because I'll be renting out my space and receiving your services. I lived with such a man apartment renter, luckily not for long. I lived with this rentier for a while. He started renovating his place with the money. My apartment, which he moved into, became a total wreck. I had the same thing. "We'll live at your place and rent out mine," he said. I asked, "Are you going to give me the money you earn from renting the apartment?" He just kept quiet. And he even started asking me to throw my daughter out of my apartment. Let her earn her own rent. And then he'll throw me out of my apartment too. Oh yeah, the guy is definitely the smartest. He decided to save money on your household expenses and earn money by renting out the apartment. Everyone advises that when a man suggests moving into one apartment and renting out the other, a woman shouldn't let him into her own apartment. Instead, she should go live with him in his apartment, and then rent out hers. What's the end result? A woman rents out her apartment for years, not just for 2 or 3 days. After such long rentals, the apartment requires extensive repairs. All the rent she receives doesn't cover these repairs. He offered to live with him, but he has a house under construction. And there's still a lot of building to do there. No interior finishing, no water, no sewerage. In the end, I'll have to put in more work. More cleaning, dust, construction debris, cement. In the end, I was so tired I crawled back to my apartment, run down from rent. Exhausted and broke, and I had no money to restore my apartment. Yes, that's right, you'll rent out your apartment and use the money to build him a house. What a brilliant plan. What a brilliant man. He deserves a medal. That's right, great man. He offered to rent out your apartment. The money goes into the general budget, meaning to his construction project. But once he's done building it, he'll kick you out of his house. And you'll be wasting your money and energy on his construction project. I have it even better. A married man offered to sell my 2 apartments and garage and use the money to build a house on his land. He's the smart one. Yes, yes, yes. Live with you and rent out my apartment. Live in a woman's house, full board and lodging. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Women, live for yourselves. Especially when the children are grown up. I'm simply shocked by how low women's self-esteem is. A huge number of women believe they should be a man's laundress, cook, or cleaner by default if they live with him. In a relationship, A man can love, value, and respect a woman, not use her for household chores. He can share the household chores equally with her because that's fair. They're rude, ungrateful, insolent parasites, just psychopaths. You need to find normal people or live alone. Don't even think about moving in together. At your age, you need to live for yourself. Relax when you want, sleep when you want, eat what you want. Spend your money only on yourself. No obligations. At your age, a well-deserved break from men. Moving in together isn't a bad option if you split the cost of living and expenses. Self-catering accommodations, cooking and cleaning duties are shared. A complete partnership in everything. Regarding rationality, I'll tell you now, my whole life I've had pots, pans, pies, pancakes, and casseroles. I should have worked like that in some cafeteria. I would have earned money and saved up. I would have bought myself an apartment long ago. Now I just want to relax.